Hi, my name is Madison Arnold, and today I'm going to be talking about housing segregation in Cleveland. My main argument is that housing segregation didn't just naturally happen. It was created by government policies, and those policies still impact inequality today. I chose this topic because it connects really strongly to what we've been learning in class, especially segregation and structural equality. And it's something that still affects people in Cleveland right now. Why it's happening, why it matters, and what is the issue. So basically, the issue is that Cleveland is still a really segregated city today, where black and white residents mostly live in separate neighborhoods. But this isn't just random or based on personal choice. This separation is a result of long-term systems. Black families are often concentrated in neighborhoods with fewer resources, like lower quality schools and fewer job opportunities. So this issue matters because where you directly affects your opportunities, and in Cleveland, those opportunities are still unequal. The history. To understand this, you have to go back to history. During the Great Migration, many black families moved to Cleveland for better opportunities, but once they arrived, they were limited to certain neighborhoods because of discrimination. This shows that segregation didn't just happen, it started with restrictions placed on black families. Over time, these patterns became permanent, which laid the foundation for the inequality we still see today. This is the most important part because it proves my argument. Segregation in Cleveland was directly created by policies. For example, redining in the 1930s labeled black neighborhoods as risky, which made it almost impossible for families to get loans. At the same time, FHA loans helped white families buy homes, but black families were often excluded. Urban renewal projects also destroyed black neighborhoods, forcing families to relocate and making segregation worse. So overall, these policies didn't just allow segregation, they actually built and reinforced it, which is why inequality still exists today. When you look at data today, it shows this argument. Neighborhoods that were redined in the past still have highly poverty rates and lower home ownership homes, and these areas are also worth less. Schools in these neighborhoods tend to have fewer resources, so this shows that even though these policies happened decades ago, their effects didn't disappear. They just carried into the present. Because of these policies, black communities had been impacted long term. It's been so much harder to build wealth, especially through homeownership, which is one of the ways families gain generational wealth. There's also less access to strong schools and job opportunities, and I've seen that getting a job in Cleveland for next year. I've seen that there are a lot of there are less access to strong schools and job opportunities. So this continues a cycle of inequality that didn't come from individual choice, but from systematic barriers. So I just have a quote, a picture, and then connect to class concepts. I said, this context directly concepts we've talked about in class. First, segregation because people are still separated by race. Second, structural inequality because systems and policies created these unequal outcomes. Third, because limited opportunity because where people live affects people's resources. So this issue is a clear example of how systems, not just individuals, shape inequality. So what does this mean today? So today segregation in Cleveland still exists, and it's not accidental. It's the result of past policies that continue to shape where people live and what opportunities they have. Even though those policies are no longer in place, their effects are still very real. So this shows how the past continues to influence the present. When you compare this to European immigrants, you can really see the difference. Many European immigrants were eventually able to move out of poorer neighborhoods and build wealth, but black families were very often blocked from those same opportunities because of discrimination. So this shows that inequality wasn't just about effort, it was about the access and barriers. And then my sources. For this project, I used sources like Cleveland.com research from Case Western Reserve University and government housing reports. These sources help support my argument that housing segregation in Cleveland was created by policies and continues to impact inequality today.